Hey there, good afternoon, and welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back here with our Dynamic Duo series. Today's featured stars, or featured guests, however you want to say it, are the Scorpions dynamic duo of Klaus Miene and Mathias Jabs. Now, I could have went, of course, with Uli John Roth or Ulrich Roth, whatever you want to call them. But I'm more familiar with the Jabs era than I am with the era before that, with Uli John Roth and then the Michael Schenker before that. You could have went with any of those combinations, but I think this one is a good one. I'm more familiar with the music of the Scorpions during Mathias Jabs' era. So, Uli John Roth, getting a little confused here. Klaus Miene was the vocalist for the Scorpions for their entire history. And he teamed up with Uli John Roth early on. And then when Mathias Jabs came aboard, they made such a great combination. And the Scorpions, of course, had their most commercial success during this period of time. Klaus Miene had vocal problems around the time when they were doing the Blackout album, and he was advised at that point in time, I guess, to find a new career. But he had the surgery done, and this is something you don't see a lot. The band stuck and waited out until everything was perfect again before they started touring, and he was just as good as he was before. He has a very distinguishable voice. I don't think you could mix his voice up with just about anybody else's. I think it's a really unique kind of voice. Yeah, it's got that German inflection to it, but he sang on some of the great hard rock, heavy metal songs from the 1970s and 80s. No One Like You, Rock You Like a Hurricane, and he did most of the lyrical writing. I know the drummer did do some lyrical writing with him as well on a lot of the stuff, but he was the primary lyricist for the band for their entire career. And just a legendary kind of rock star. Not as flamboyant as maybe some frontmen are, but definitely the frontman we all recognize right away when we're hearing the Scorpions because of his voice. And it's been that voice for the Scorpions for their entire history. I'm more familiar with this era. I've never actually owned any of, well, no, that's not true. I've never owned any of the albums. I have owned several of the cassettes, which I may still have somewhere, but of course I don't know where they are because I filed them all away. I'm thinking it's in one of my storage containers, but at any rate, I've never actually gotten any of their CDs. I do have one CD, but it's not that great, so I don't really want to bring it out and use it as a display on an album that I'm not that crazy about. But most of their stuff from about 78, 79, or 79 through about 83 with Mathias Jabs on them, really good stuff. That's the era that I'm familiar with. That's when I was into the Scorpions. And Klaus Miene is a big part of that. Mathias Jabs, he took over for Uli John Roth after their fifth album, I believe. So from the fifth album, or from the sixth album on, I guess, it was Mathias Jabs. And I think he's a really good guitar player. I don't know if he's as good as Uli John or Michael Schenker, but he has some real catchy riffs. And more than that, his guitar soloing is very memorable. Most people remember that guitar solo from Rock You Like a Hurricane. They can play it in their head, right? So, yeah, really great guitar soloist. Really good front kind of guitarist as well. Like, he's well-known, well-established front kind of guitar player. I really like the combination that the two of them have together. There's a kind of almost systemic kind of chemistry between them. His vocal range and Mathias's guitar ability really complement each other really well. this is a band that probably I probably could have gotten a lot more into if it hadn't come at the end of an era for a lot of bands at that period of time, and so I never really jumped on board as much as I probably could have if I'd come on board maybe a year or two earlier. But at any rate, they definitely have to be mentioned on this list. The Scorpions combination of Klaus Miene and Mathias Jabs, and honorable mention to Uli John Roth and Michael Schenker as well. So anyways, there you have it. Those are the dynamic duos for day number, is this day number 7? Yeah, day number 7, April the 7th. They're coming in at 24th spot on your way up the charts. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And we'll be back again with another dynamic duo tomorrow. So take care.